Yeah. Uh-huh. Olasimo. It's a Olasimo. Tay. What's a crochet? May Yemenan. Last baby suit made them a can. We in the building. Yes, and we dance.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl. I'm back. I think the last episode was episode 8. Look. I'm gonna skip the whole introduction stuff because today I am saddened, okay? For y'all that do know, I'm from Ghana, okay? Most of y'all already know this. You know what? I'm gonna skip the whole intro. I know, I always come in with the bang and all this and all that, but I am saddened today. I mean, we lost, okay, to Uruguay today, and it's different because I watched the game. You know what I'm saying? And I seen, everything that was going on. Now, granted, Uruguay also, went home. So I feel like the defeat wasn't such a defeat, but we still got defeated. We got crushed. I feel like we had so many chances and we have so much potential that we're not putting forth. It's easier said than done because I guess we don't play, but, sitting on the outside, I feel like there's just more to be done. When it comes to our players, these new players though, okay, all right, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. I just felt like looking in and actually watching the game today. So much could have been done. We got that new guy that all the girls are, falling over here. Kudos, and if I say your name wrong, honey, I am sorry. Okay. But, amazing. Like, I'm talking about when he gets that ball, I don't even know. I'm trying to find who to compare him to as far as the old players. But look, I'm not an expert. I don't know much about soccer, but I love the sport. So, I'm trying to learn a little something. But, I'm sad. I guess we'll have to see what will happen the next World Cup, okay? But it's your girl, like I said, we're not going to do the whole big shebang with the introduction today, but we got a lot to talk about. I got a story time for y'all. I got some deep things to talk to y'all about today. I hope you're ready. Fasten your seatbelts. It's about to get hot. Okay, so I hope you're ready to dig in, because I am. And on that note, okay, we are going to get straight into today's episode. Okay, so I think this is episode 9. Okay, a whole episode 9. Come on. Okay, so this is episode 9. Look, every time I can get some time to record, I'm so happy because I'm so busy right now. I got so much going on in my life. And, every time I get to record and talk to y'all and share some things with y'all, I get really, really happy. I don't know, but, I'm here and we are going to get into it. Even me cry, like, today's stories, I don't even know where to start. Okay? I don't know where to start, but we're going to be talking about molestation. I had a story time once before about that, but I wanted to actually share a story that I listened to the other day and watched. And a lot of these things are happening in Africa. Mostly, I'm not saying that it's not happening in other countries, but it's very common in the African countries. And this story deeply broke my heart, and I just wanted to share the story with y'all and actually put some input in there. And we'll move on to my story time and finish off with, and I don't know if I'm saying her name. Is it Shaquille? The young lady that got murdered. We don't, it's pretty sad, but we'll get into all of that. But I'm going to start right away and get into this story. So I watch, it's technically a radio station, okay, in Ghana, and it's called Oyerpa FM, okay, OYERAPAFM, okay. They speak our native language, which is Chi, for those that are from Ghana. But if you also want to watch, you can also go watch and see if you could find someone to interpret what's going on. So it seems like a lot of people go on this radio station for justice, okay? There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and sometimes there's not justice, especially in our African countries. So this woman, along with her co-hosts, help people find justice, okay? And I'm telling you, they are helping so many people over there in Ghana. Shout out to Oyerpa FM. Anytime I visit Ghana, I have to go and see these people. They're doing such an amazing job. They're giving people jobs, homes. Like, I'm telling you, things are happening. God is working. God is moving. These are the things that I like to see. These are the kind of things that I want to hear in African countries, because there's so much corruption that it's like nothing is being taken care of. So to see someone take initiative to open such a big be on such a big platform and help certain individuals out, it's amazing. It's amazing. I absolutely love this lady and what she's doing there. So let's get into this story. There was a young lady, if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned that she was 19 years old as of now, which she was sharing her story. And if I'm not mistaken, she was saying that she had lost, I think, both her parents, and it led her to some very crazy situations. Sometimes when you don't have your parents, it's very hard, especially in our African countries. From experience, you're not really taken care of the way you should be. Okay, it's you'll be lucky to find, very, very lucky to find relatives that really handle you with care when your parents are not around, okay? Because no one can care for you the way mom and dad would, right? So this young lady was explaining her story and saying that I think she had lost her parents, but she ended up staying with her grandmother, I guess on her mother's side, okay? Now, she was young when her parents died, and I guess her grandmother had decided to send her over to another country to stay with some other individuals, which I don't understand, because listen, my thing is, even if you don't have it and grandma, you couldn't caretake for her, still keep her with you. You don't know what's going to happen when you send her away, okay? This is now an orphan, okay? She does not have a mother or a father. You're sending her away to a whole nother country. We don't know what these individuals are going to do to her, and that's exactly what happened to this young lady. Her grandmother sent her away to go stay with, some people. They were supposed to help her go back to school, basically caretake for her. She went and stayed with this couple, okay, in this different country. I don't want to name any places. I don't want to offend anyone. So I'm just going to say she was in a different country. She went there and, time was being spent. And she was just wondering, okay, I'm still here. I was sent here to get some help to go back to school, but nothing is happening. Okay, so one day she went to the wife of these individuals that she was staying with and was like, when am I going to school? The reason why I'm here is to get some help to go back to school. So, when are you guys going to help me with that? Okay. She was like, oh, so, Mom, when is Dad going to put me in school? Okay. I do not understand when it comes to, there's this thing where it's like, okay, you're not my biological child, so what I do to you doesn't matter. I don't know where people get that mindset from. It's very bad, very evil. I hate older men and older women that prey on younger men and younger women and destroy them. It's very painful to hear, very painful to watch, and it's still happening. There is a lot of older men that still are taking advantage of young men and women, and older women as well, vice versa. It's crazy what happened to this young lady. She went to her father at the time and asked, hey, Dad, that should even touch you enough. That this child that you did not give birth to is able to call you dad and is helping you around the house. And, well, she goes to this man and she asks, so Dad, Mom told me to come to you and ask when you'll be putting me in school. This man responded and said, in order for me to put you in school, I would have to sleep with you first. And if I'm not mistaken, she said she was about 15, 16, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe younger. And, she was like, why? Why? Fast forward, she was a young girl. She didn't have no power of her own. She didn't have no mind of her own. So this man started to sleep with this young girl. And like I said, this happens a lot in these African countries. And it's like the mentality has been so struck that even when these older people move out of these African countries, wherever they are, because it's starting to become a generational thing, there are men and women out of these African countries that are in our American countries here or other foreign countries that do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it's so common in our African countries, and it's like I said before, it's starting to become a generational thing. Okay, so this man started to sleep with this young girl, and yes, eventually put her in school. But what he started to do was, even when this little girl was in school, he would go and pull her out of school and sleep with her, messing her up totally. And to the point where, it was crazy. He ended up, the days that she would refuse to have sex with him, he would allow his dog to sleep with her. Can you imagine? Like, when this young lady was sharing her story, I was in tears. It was crazy. And then after the man would let this happen, he would also go back and force himself on her again. What kind of person, what kind of evil person would do this? But it's so common that it's crazy. Okay. All of this that happened to this young lady, when she finally escaped, she was so used to this man sleeping with her and touching her that at some point, if she did not have sex, she wouldn't be okay. So what did that lead to? Prostitution. Now, this young girl of 16 years of age was on the streets, as a prostitute. It's very crazy and it's very sad. And all I can say is that we need to do better as individuals. You know, you never know what somebody has been through, because when she was sharing her story, you would never think that such a beautiful young lady had experienced or is experiencing what she's facing, you know. And I really just plead with our older generation that when you are of age, there is no reason that you should allow yourself to take advantage of someone that is not of age, that does not have a mind of their own. Because we don't realize that a lot of things become karma for us in our nearby future. And sometimes you sit there and wonder why certain things are not working out for you. Why certain things, like why? It's only because of these bad deeds. Taking advantage of someone that doesn't have a mind of their own could not only affect their mental and their state growing up, but it complicates things for you as well. I'm just pleading with our older generation that we just sometimes take a step back and think about these things that we do. Some of us are very religious. There are pastors. There are people that stand in front of a pulpit, and after they go and they do things like this. It happens so often. Let's try and do better. Let's try to heal ourselves from these bad diseases, because it's not going to be bad. How could you sit there and have children of your own? And if you sit there and think, my kids can get to this age and someone could also take advantage of them like this, or also do this to them. A lot of these things also happen to the less fortunate. Do you know how much of a curse that is on your life? I just want us to do better. I want our older generation to do better. We need y'all. We definitely do need y'all. And we need y'all in the right way. Men, women, because it's not only men that are doing things like this. Women are also paying very young people. And like I said, it's always the ones that are less fortunate. I just hope and pray that things get better. I wanted to share this story with you guys today because it's very sad. And I wanted to bring awareness to some of the things that are happening. And if you know anyone that is currently going through anything like this, please. Because sometimes they get to a certain point that they don't have control anymore. Find them help. Pray for them. Do what you can to help someone get out of a situation like this. It might be happening to your friend, your sister, your brother. A lot of people can't even open up about things like this. And that's why, once again, I want to shout out Oyerpa FM in Ghana for using their platform to make justice prevail for individuals that are going through things like this. I really hope anyone and everyone that is going through any situation like this seeks help. We are always here. I am always here. And I'm going to continue to use my platform to share these stories. So if you are out there, please, you are not alone. Message me. DM me. Seek help. Tell someone before it's too late. Okay? And on that note, I'm going to wrap up this story and we're going to go straight into my story time, okay? Today's episode was a little prolonged. I'm going to go into my story time and then I'm going to end this podcast for today. On my next episode, there's going to be so much more to talk about. Thank you very much for listening to this story today. And let me share this story time with y'all because it is crazy. Let me tell y'all something. As a child, you can make so many dumb mistakes and do things. And you're just like, because now that I sit back and I'm like, oh my goodness, did I really do this? Let me share a story time with y'all. Okay, this specific story time was in high school, okay? If I'm not mistaken, it was either my 10th grade year or 11th grade year. Oh my goodness. So, you guys, I am not an athletic person like that, but I tried, okay? I tried, so kudos to me, okay? High five to me for trying to do sports. Somebody clap for me here. Yay! And I bet some of y'all didn't even know. Okay, but once again, I am not that athletic, but I tried for myself to do something in high school, and what I did was run track, okay, with my girls, and we were out there. Could y'all believe the first day I went, okay, I got on the team, and guys, I did not know, okay? So they told us to do our warm-up runs, okay? And for y'all that know this story, y'all know. This was hilarious, okay? I did not know that, the warm-up had to be like, we running and taking it serious. I thought a warm-up was a warm-up. So guess what? I had my purse on my side, and I was making a call. And, we were running this track. I was walking. And what was crazy? While I was on that phone call, I was saying to him, I'm like, why is everybody running? Like, take your time. This is a warm-up. It was serious, okay? So I'm over here talking on the phone like, yeah, girl, everybody over here running. They told us to do a warm-up, okay? So I'm taking my time. I'm walking. All of a sudden, all I hear is, Eunice, you better run. This was crazy. Till this day, I know that my coach will use this story for every other person that comes on that team because it was a crazy day for me. I started off track horrible, okay, until I actually started, and I feel like that's why they always say practice makes perfect. Never give up on your goals. Keep on going. You're going to make it, because I almost, okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think I almost won a race at some point. It was crazy. I started to take things a little bit more serious, okay? But that is not, the story today. That was just a by the way. What happened was, I think it was it was like the end of the season or something like that, and we had a party, okay? We were having a little track party or whatever. Did I ever make it to that track party? No. Because I was too busy in handcuffs. Okay? Could y'all? Lord have mercy. I thank God for grace and abundance, because, child, me and my friend decided that we did not want to spend money to go buy anything for this track party. Now, I could have asked my parents, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even know if they would have given me the money or not. So I just decided, me and my friend decided that, oh, well, okay, we're just going to go and take these items, okay, and not purchase them. And I hope we don't get it. I don't get in trouble for sharing this story, okay, because this is my past. I did my time, okay? But I'm sharing this story because I don't want you guys to turn out like how I did. Like I said, thank God for grace. And sometimes you have to go through certain things and certain loops to become who you are. And I am touched and I do not regret anything. Maybe at that time I did, but it's like it has made me such a better person, and I can share my story with y'all. Please do not be me, okay? Do not be like me when I was younger in high school. If you're in high school right now, stay focused and do what you gotta do, okay? Me and my friend decided that we were gonna go and take these items without paying at a local store next to our high school, okay? We thought we were so slick. Okay, as soon as I put the last item in that bag, we got to the door. Okay, they were like, "Ma'am, turn around, y'all follow us. We are going to the back." Child, when I tell you that my life flashed me, because I was like, literally, I was frozen because I was like, my parents are gonna kill me. I do not have I'm from Ghana. We don't play that. Oh my Lord. The fact that I thought we was going to get away with it, they called us to the back. We even tried to fake call some of our friends to act as our parents, and it did not work. It did not work. I'm telling you, this was such a crazy story, a crazy day. I'm laughing today, but on that day, it was not funny, okay? Long story short, they called the cops, okay? And we were underage. So, they didn't take us to the big boy jail. They took us to a holding cell. But yeah, once again, okay, you know, our African parents, they don't play. I knew I was about to get my butt whooped. I don't know about my homegirl because she was laughing her ass off. They put us in separate cop cars, and I'm over here looking at her, devastated. She out sticking her tongue out. I'm like, oh my God, this girl is not serious because she do not know what's about to go down for me, okay? Because she might just get yelled at, okay? But I knew I was about to get whooped, okay? So they take us away, and they take us to a holding cell, right? We were underage, so they couldn't technically take us to jail or anything. So they took us to a holding cell. We're in this elevator, and my friend is over here still. Key. Baby girl, we are in a lot of trouble. The officer looks at me and she's like, "Oh, well, your friend thinks this is very funny." I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know what to say. All I was thinking about was, Eunice, your life was over. Okay? What was I even thinking? Whoo, child. We get to this holding cell, right? So I'm over here trying to think of all the tactics to get myself out of this situation, okay? At that young age, at my very young age, I was still trying to think on my feet. But y'all won't believe what I did. So we over there sitting there. They taking pictures, fingerprints, all that stuff. And we're waiting for our parents. Okay? And this is so crazy for y'all that do know my parents. My dad is a very quiet man. A man of God. Okay, so imagine, okay, I tried to fake pass out thinking that they were going to let me go. I fake passed out thinking that they were going to let me go, okay? That lady looked at me. She was like, "Ma'am," she felt my pulse. She was like, "Ma'am, we know you're faking it. Sit down. If you want some water, it's down the hall to your left." And my friend, she was having a ball, okay? All of a sudden, all we hear is, "Keep her ass in there. Keep her. Keep." our parents had arrived, child. The walk of shame. Okay. When I tell you, when my dad seen me, he was like, I could see the pain in his eyes. He was just like what? He was so sad. He was so sad. And my father is not a man of many words. The day that you get him to talk, there's a problem. But this story time, let me tell you, it was something for the books. It was not as funny as it is right now, because now that I'm explaining it, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I was so young and I was just doing anything. Okay. And that wasn't the first and the last time, but it's crazy because when you're doing things and when you're young and your parents are telling you, oh, you'll live to come see, or, oh, you're not affecting me. Okay. Things took a turn, but I always say, I'm never ashamed of the things that I went through, because that's what's made me the woman that I am today. That's what's made me such a good mother figure, a good human being today. Do you know what I'm saying? I know I don't have no kids of my own biologically, but I am a mother. I'm able to share all of these stories with you guys to tell you that when you have the chance to turn your life around, please take the opportunity. Please take the chance. And another thing, listen to your parents. Okay, I know sometimes we don't want to hear it, but most of the time, they're right. Okay. And to this day, sometimes I'm on the phone with my dad and he's just like, you know what, baby girl, you done put me through the hell and back. But I thank God for your life. And it melts my heart because he's seen how far I've come. And nothing makes me happy than putting a smile on my parents' face. Okay. So moral of the story is, keep your hands to yourself. Don't steal. Don't touch anything that's not yours. Listen to your parents. Be good. Try to stay out the streets. Don't be out here stealing, okay? Even when it's easy, turn that switch off, okay? We know what y'all been doing, okay? Turn that switch off and be good and be blessed, okay? So boom, that's that. When you're going through so much at a certain point in your life and you're just like, you want to kind of just like give up, you know? Because it's like, why do I even have to put myself through this? Or sometimes you sit there and while you're just going through your sad moments and your depressing moments and your stressful moments, you question God. Or you just start to wonder, why am I even going through this? Jesus, why have you forsaken me? There's so much things you say during times of pain or when you're going through hard times. Let me tell you something. I had to learn that every journey that I go through, every pain that I've gone through, every type of hurt that I've had to go through, something successful came out of it at the end. Even if it's not major, something always comes through. So then I sit there and I'm just like, so why did I have to go through all of that to get here? But I had to realize that that's how life is. Let's put Christianity to the side and all of that stuff. Life is life regardless, okay? Sometimes you have to endure certain pain to live a successful life. So you always need to think, I'm always thinking 10 steps, okay? I'm always thinking about the future. Sometimes it could be a pro and a con, right? But I always think about the positive side when it comes to things like that, okay? Because like I said, I've always realized that every time I'm struggling through something, every time I'm going through some type of pain, every time I'm going through some type of hurt, something good tends to always come out of it. Okay, so don't ever think that the pain is forever. Don't ever think that hurt is going to be forever. Don't think for a day that you're going to continue to get trampled on. Okay, because there's always going to be that successful ending for you, no matter what. Okay, but we also have to put our good efforts forth and speak some positivity into our lives. Sometimes the negative parts of our lives allows us, the negative parts of our lives put certain things in our mouth. And we start to speak so negative onto our lives. That's the worst thing you can ever do to yourself. Okay? Even through the hard times, speak some good things into your life. Okay, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to start that podcast. I'm going to finish that course. I'm going to finish what I started. Okay, I'm not going to let this person get to me. I'm going to live the boss life that I want to live. I'm going to be that girl. I'm going to be that man. I'm going to be that nigga. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm going to have that child. I'm going to do you need to start speaking some positivity into your life. That marriage is going to work out. Whatever you want to do, speak it into existence and stop being so negative because of what you're going through, okay? It's never going to last, okay? It's a mindset thing. You stay where you want to stay at, okay? But if you're trying to go somewhere, if you're trying to get somewhere, you're going to get your ass up and you're going to go, okay? If you sit on your own, I think I even had a podcast where I talked about that before, in one of my episodes, okay? Don't sit on your success. Get up. Get up. You're lazy, okay? You're lazy. That's why things are not going the way you want it to, okay? And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I'm going to see or hear from you guys our next episode. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I'm signing off, and this is your girl, Eve.
Yeah. Olasimo.